evening, Nigeria, and welcome to Progress Diary. On this program, we tell you what the All Progressives Congress is doing and how it is monitoring the implementation of policies, plans, and programs expected to improve the lives and well-being of Nigerians. I am Abida Lawal, your host on the program. The governing All Progressives Congress has criticized statements credited to the opposition People's Democratic Party over the travails of a former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Udom Emmanuel, following his arrest by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The APC denies allegations that the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, was responsible for the current predicament of Mr. Udom Emmanuel. In a statement signed by the National Public Secretary of the party, Barrister Felix Morka, the APC says the opposition party is deliberately spreading falsehood in some section of the media just to discredit the President of the Senate. The All Progressives Congress seems to be more focused on governance rather than allowing the defection of former Governor Kaduna State to cause a distraction. Earlier in the week, former Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, officially resigned from the governing All Progressives Congress and joined the Social Democratic Party. Mr. El-Rufai, in a resignation letter submitted to his ward in Kaduna State, cited irreconcilable differences with the ruling party's leadership and expressed disappointment with the party's trajectory in recent years. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has expressed concerns about the disunity among the 5 Southeast states. According to him, the alleged marginalization in the region is as a result of different political parties leading the various states. Mr. Ganduje made these remarks during a meeting with Anambra State governorship aspirants at the APC headquarters in Abuja. He emphasized the need for unity under the APC, arguing that this will address the division in the zone. It's now time to bring you an interview with Olanrewaju Oshun, a federal lawmaker representing Mainland House of Representatives from Lagos State and also a member of the All Progressives Congress. Welcome to the interview segment of Progress Diary. My guest today is a honorable member representing Mainland Federal Constituency, Honorable Olanrewaju Oshun. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
So we'll start off with your constituency, Mainland. What are the primary concerns and aspirations of your constituents that you particularly aim to address?
Lagos Mainland Federal Constituency, I can probably tell you, is the best constituency in Nigeria because it's the only constituency in Nigeria with at least 5 higher institutions. It's the only constituency in Nigeria where in Lagos State you have INEC head office, you have the psychiatric home, anything you want you have in Lagos Mainland. But that as it may, it's central in Lagos State, but that as it may, we have some teething problems that we want government to come in. And luckily, the Lagos State government is coming in. We want the federal to come in. For example, there's a place called Makoko in Lagos Mainland. To anybody in Nigeria, they look at it as a slum. But for us, it's not a slum. It's a place that needs rehabilitation. It's a place where we think the government can come in to assist us. So what I'm trying to do in the National Assembly is to bring government attention to places like Makoko, Oto, Ido, Apapa Road. These are areas my constituency, the government must come in, want the government to come in. Iwaya. So really, Lagos Mainland, everyone that lives in Lagos Mainland is proud to be a Mainlander. That's number one. But at the same time, we feel that there is room for improvement. We want to be the Ikeja of Lagos State. We want to be the Victoria Land of Lagos State. We want to be the Ikoyi of Lagos State. And it's possible, looking at the location of Lagos Mainland. It's the most central local government in Lagos State. From Lagos Mainland to Ikeja, it's under 15 minutes. From Lagos Mainland to the Highland, it's 15 minutes. So it's so central. And knowing fully well the kind of development that was there before, we feel that it's an area where we want the government, either the state or the federal, to come in and make it another Ikoyi.
Well, shifting to legislative focus now, I'll ask you to highlight some key pieces of legislation that you've championed or supported since taking office that has also helped your constituents.
Well, firstly, ever since I came into the National Assembly, I think I've done about 5-6 bills. And apart from the fact that some of my bills are national in outlook, but I have some that is peculiar to my local government, to my constituency. For example, I've done a bill on the Makoko because there was a time we had a fire outbreak and we feel that the government needs to come and do the road for us. I've done a bill on Otumara. I've done a bill on on Otumara. I've done a motion on Oto. So really, these are bills or motions peculiar to my constituency. But some are national in nature. Like I've done a bill on the hairline. So really, for me, I think I can't concentrate just on my local government in as much as I'm representing Lagos Mainland. At the same time, I'm representing Lagos State and by extension, Nigeria. So what I'm trying to do as a lawmaker at the federal level is to make sure that I represent, firstly, my constituency. Because what I have here is their mandate. They are the one that said, go and represent us. But at the same time, Lagos Mainland is part of Lagos State, and Lagos is part of Nigeria. So we're working together.
We'll scale down to politics and governance now. The Lagos State APC recently has had a little bit of little assembly crisis to manage recent, and they seem to have put that to rest with the intervention of President Bola Tinubu. Do you think Lagos State APC is united as ever, especially as it goes into a major election in 2027?
Lagos APC is one, and it's a big family. And like in every family, you have the mother, the father, and the children. Now, what happened in the State Assembly is just a small crisis within the family. And the father of the family, the leader of the family, the head of the family has come in to say, look, my kids, let's come together, and everything has been settled. There is no crisis in Lagos APC. Yes, like in every family, once in a while you have some crises, once in a while you have some misunderstanding, but more importantly is the fact that it can be settled. It's the fact that we have a father that has not abandoned us, that will still say, look, listen, my kids, let's do it this way. And as obedient children, we always listen to our father. Ashwaju Bola Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, might be the father of Nigeria today. But I must tell you, he is our father in Lagos. He is our father. So firstly, we borrowed Nigeria. And he has come in to say, look, you know, my kids, this is the way I want it, and everything is settled.
Presently, the leadership of the APC seems to have gotten a clear coast by the NEC it convened some weeks ago, where a vote of confidence was passed on the national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What are the policies you think the government should also focus on to garner more support from Nigerians?
Like I said, Nigeria, we're people that want the barest minimum. We want the basics of life. Good education, good healthcare system, good infrastructures, roads, and everything. And what the APC-led government is doing today is making sure that all this sphere of life are being attended to. And that's why if you look at the infrastructure development going on in Nigeria, it's massive. If you look at in education, if you look at the last budget, education, health, so we will continue to do what we're doing. And I'm sure Nigerians, being who we are, we appreciate when someone is doing something. Yes, we have the mandate of Nigerians, so we are representing Nigerians. But at the same time, all we are asking to do is do the basics for Nigeria. And that is what the president is doing today. Yes, he's not going to, we're not saying he's not a magician. He's not going to do it in one day, in 1 year. It's going to be a gradual process. But the good thing about it is that we've started seeing the benefits of that hard decisions that were taken. When he came in 2003, Everybody felt, oh, this is difficult, this is hard. And you see, it takes a man of courage, a man of steel to take some decision, which he has done. Because as a politician, there's so many times you don't want to delve into so many areas because you don't want to offend some people. But actually, what I made, I said, look, listen, if I need to offend few to satisfy the majority, then let me do it. And that's what he's doing. But the process at the beginning might be a bit difficult, but we're beginning to see the dividends of democracy. We're beginning to see the dividend of believing in Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whether we like it or not, is the first president in Nigeria that is a core politician that cares about people. He's a politician. If you look at others, I think even the democracy we are talking about today, that we are enjoying today, some people fought for it. Some people were jailed for it. Some people went to exile for it. Some people lost their family for it. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was at the forefront of that fight. So he knows what he wants. He knows what he was fighting for. And that is what he's still doing today. So we'll continue to do what we're doing. We'll continue to make sure that every Nigerian is proud to say I'm a Nigerian. There's been a vast improvement. Before he came into power in 2023, it takes ages for you to be able to collect your passport. These days, you can collect your passport in 3-4 days. Even those abroad are commending that. That's putting the right peg in the right hole. The minister is doing wonderfully well. The Minister for Works is doing wonderful. So we have people that are doing their jobs, and in the process, we make it easy for the president to make some decisions.
Well, the government will be 2 years in May 29th. What are the key things that should be done, especially in bringing together party faithfuls? There are some that feel aggrieved, some have left the party, like former Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Some are saying that they've not gotten appointment, like the reward system of the party is not adequate. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm sure that you've mixed 2-3 questions, but let's take one by one. Right. The first one, talking about some people have left. Like I said, in every family, there will be some aggrieved members. And I can assure you that those members leaving the party, when they go to the other party and realize that, oh, I've left a good party for this one, they'll come back. Hopefully they'll come back. And I'm sure, knowing the president very well, he's not going to throw his friend under the bus. He's still going to, he will keep talking to them, and I'm sure some of them will come back, because you see, there are times we think that the grass is greener on the other side. So for some people who feel that, oh, I've been marginalized, or I've not gotten what I'm entitled to, and in anger or in annoyance, I left for that party. When they go to the other party and realize that, oh, I've actually left fire for fire, I'm sure some of them will come back. That's number one. Number two, talking about the reward system, it's going to be difficult for everybody to be satisfied, whether we like it or not. If you want to satisfy everybody, then I can tell you for free that I want to be the next governor of Lagos State. So, but I know that it's not everybody that will get what they want. There are times you think, oh, I've done this for the party and I deserve an appointment as either as a commissioner, a minister, an SA, or whatever. But again, those places is not unlimited. That's number one. Number two, the president wants to put right peg in the right hole. So if that is the case, it might not go around. But what is important is that unity. If you feel that, even those giving appointment, make sure you go back to your constituency. Make sure you keep talking to people. You see, there are times it might just be lack of communication. It might just be communication breakdown. If, for example, you are elected, and from the day you are elected, you decided to abandon your constituency, or you are given an appointment and you don't go back to your base, people in your base will feel marginalized, will feel cheated, will feel that, okay, I've worked for the party for XYZ to become maybe an honorable member, a governor, or whatever. And ever since then, I've not seen him. During campaign, he came to my house to talk to me. But ever since he became whatever, I've not seen him. Those are a few things that make people angry. But if every elected or appointed people go back to your roots, go back to your constituency, go back to your local government and talk to your people, give them hope. When there's any information, you go back to give them information. When there's anything for them, you go back to give it to them. It will reduce people that are hungry. It will reduce the number of people that feel that, no, I've been marginalized, I want to leave this party. So the first thing I want to appeal to every politician, especially those in offices, either elected, appointed, is to make sure you don't abandon your base. If you don't abandon your base, if as an elected, maybe councillor, council chairman, House of Assembly member, House of Reps member, Senator, if we all go back to our base once in a while. Okay, let me use my constituency as an example. In my ward, we have a councillor. In my ward, we have a council chairman. I represent that constituency in the National Assembly. If maybe once every 2 weeks or once a month, I go back, meet with my people, walk around my constituency, tell them what I'm doing at the National Assembly, do town hall meeting, give them feedbacks. If once in a while the councillor goes back, once in a while the chairman goes back, they see us from time to time. I'm sure the number of people angry will have reduced because they know that if you have any issue, you can talk to Olanrewaju Oshun. If you have any issue, you can talk to Babatunde Dosu, who is the councillor. If you have any issue, you can talk to Kayode Mialu, who is the council chairman. I'm sure it will reduce the number of those angry. But if, for example, after voting for Olanrewaju Oshun, you don't see him for 1 year, then people will start feeling, hold on a minute, I work for this guy. What has he brought back home? What dividend of democracy has he brought back home? Our roads are bad, he's not doing anything about it. The schools are bad, he's not doing anything about it. But if I'm able to go home and say, look, I know this school is bad, but we're working on it. It's going to be in the next budget, or it's in the budget, we're going to work on it. Or I've been able to do this. Like last year, I was able to put some things in the budget to develop my constituency. Most of the roads where we have blackouts, we have been able to do solar street light there. We have boreholes where water is needed. Some schools were done. I've done another. If those things are there and everybody is working, the number of people angry will reduce. That's number one. So for me, I feel that's very important. Number two is the fact that when you hold town hall meeting, it's not enough for you to say, look, let's build an hospital in Lagos Mainland. Hospital might not be what they need. But when you hold town hall meeting with your people, they will tell you, look, this is what we need. This is what is affecting us. We need security, we need health. Then you can come back either to the State Assembly or to the National Assembly to say, look, this is what my people need. So you will be doing the right thing for them, not just giving them anything.
In 2023, APC lost Lagos State in the presidential. What do you think it will be like in 2027?
Well, in 2023, Lagos State lost in the presidential election. I can tell you we lost because we became complacent. We felt that this is our state, nothing is going to happen. And again, we lost because we don't believe in violence or rigging. So for us, let the vote of the people, let the mandate of the people count. But it was a lesson for us because what actually happened was a coup. Like, we had so many cards that were transferred from other places to Lagos just because they felt that, one, Lagos is the base of the incoming president at that time. Number two, they felt that Lagos is the soul and heart of Nigeria, and everybody wants Lagos. I'm sure so many parties would rather lose. Some parties that have governors in maybe 3, 4, 5 states, they would prefer to lose their governors in those 5 states and just hold Lagos. But the bottom line was we were complacent. Let's not deceive ourselves. We felt these are people, we know each other. So instead of vigorous campaign, instead of making sure that we were complacent. But if you look at the next election, we came out, spoke to our people, and they listened because these are our people. Forget about the tribe. Either you are Igbo, you're Hausa, as long as you live in Lagos, that's where you make your bread, that's where you live, and security is provided for you, transportation is there. Look, the rail system in Lagos can compete with any rail system anywhere in the world. So Lagos is being developed every day, every time. So if you live in Lagos, we believe you are one of us. We believe you are part and parcel of us. But in 2023, honestly, we became complacent. And when we realized, hold on, people are angry, what's the cause of the anger? We went out into the street, talked to our people, what happened, why are you angry? They told us why they are angry. And that was why the next election, we were able to reverse that. And ever since then, the governor has not stopped working. Every member of the House of Reps from Lagos State has not stopped working. All the council chairmen are working. So we are trying to make sure that that never repeats. And I can assure it won't repeat itself. Inshallah, by 2027, we're going to deliver Lagos to APC massively.
Well, the 10th National Assembly has also experienced different challenges and crises. But most especially, there's this notion that people say, oh, it's a rubber stamp leadership. What do you make of this kind of saying?
I came from the Lagos State House Assembly, and I thought I was coming with experience and everything. When I got it was a different ballgame. But nobody can tell me that this House of Reps. I'm going to limit my submission to House of Reps because I'm a member of House of Reps. Senate, I don't want to go into Senate. I'm not a senator now. Inshallah, I don't know, maybe in the future, but today, I'm a member of House of Reps. So I'll limit my submission to House of Reps. Nobody can tell me that this House of Reps is a rubber stamp house. I'm sure you've seen so many cankerous sitting on that platform. You've seen members shouting and fighting each other on the floor because we don't believe that you can just bring any bill and it will skate through. We'll peruse your bill. Ooh, a report was done today on tax. That tax bill almost broke this house down because everybody was like, no, we won't take this until we were convinced that is the best for Nigeria. When it came, everybody was like, no, we won't take it. Everybody was fighting. And it almost tore the house down. And I want to appreciate the leadership of the House, especially the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas. Honestly, I've learned a lot from him in the few days I've been here. That's one man that's with a beautiful leadership skill. That's one man that I don't know where he gets his patience from. I don't know. He's somebody that will address 359 members one by one, that will attend to your issue, that he doesn't feel, go to him anytime, tell him you want to see him, he's available. So nobody, honestly, you can't say this 10th assembly is a rubber stamp house because everybody's working. Yes, there are times we bring in a bit of sentiment. Oh, I'm Yoruba. How does this bill affect my state? How does this bill affect my constituency? We bring in those sentiments because we are human. Unless we want to deceive ourselves. If we bring in a bill today that I think would be negative or will be detrimental to my constituency, there's everything they say I will stand up to oppose it. Then maybe with time you're able to convince me that, look, it's not detrimental, or then maybe I will listen to you. So there's a bit of that because we all have a mandate. And that mandate, firstly, like I said, for me is Lagos Mainland, Lagos State, then Nigeria. So for someone from Anambra, it's first his constituency, his state, then Nigeria. From someone from Kaduna, it's first. So we have that emotion, sentiments at times. And I want to believe it's human. We are human. Because if you bring a bill that is detrimental to Lagos Mainland, and I just sit down there looking like an idiot, when I go back, my people will ask me, Oga, come, were you not in the chamber when this was being done? And I say, yes, I was. And you don't think you should say anything about it? They will ask me. Nigerians have passed the stage of you just sitting somewhere and saying, look, let's do this. Nigerians will ask questions. And like I said, Lagos Mainland is the center of education. So I deal with so many professors from Unilag, Yaba Tech, Federal College of Education, so many professors, so many doctors. So they will ask me, no, they are not just saying, go and sit down in the National Assembly. They're asking me, what have you contributed? And if they look at you and decide and say, this one not competent, they won't vote for you. I don't think anybody will see the National Assembly now, let me put everything together, is rubber stamp. But again, democracy is not a fight. People want us to oppose the executive every time. We can't. If they bring something that we feel will not be beneficial to Nigerians, we will tell them no. But if they bring something that is beneficial, why do we want to fight them? In as much as we should be independent of each other, but we are dependent of each other again. So there's no point saying we must fight executive. If we need to fight them, we'll fight them. But if we don't need to, then it will be stupid for us to just start fighting for no reason.
Well, my final question is the synergy between the executive and the legislature. How has it been so far?
Well, like I said, it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful in the sense that even the president, like I said, when the issue of the tax bill came and there was a bit of rancor, the president sent his tax team to come and explain to us those areas that we feel we don't understand. So that's a synergy. If there's any bill coming into or if you have anything, and that's why you see so many times, you see the leadership of the House, either the reps or Senate, go to the villa to talk to the president. If they feel something is not right, they'll go to me and say, look, what is happening? Can you please explain this to us? The synergy has been beautiful. And because you need to understand something again. For the first time, we have a president that was a senator. We have a vice president that was a senator. The first lady was a senator. So they understand what the blood that flows in us. And when Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a senator, he will not take any rubbish from the executive. So Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as the president, will not give any rubbish to the Senate or to the House of Reps, because he knows that I was a senator, he knows our powers. So he will explain to us where he feels that there's a disagreement. Obviously, there will be disagreements because what he's saying might not be what we're saying. The information he has might not be what we have. The security report he has might not be what we have. So if he takes a decision on something based on what the information he has, and we don't have that information, it's left for him to come to us and say, look, this is why I'm taking this decision. It's for the good of Nigeria. And as long as we are convinced, as long as he's able to tell us this is why I'm doing it, then we play along. It's the same government. Either you are in PDP as a legislator, you are in Labour, you are whatever. What is important is the interest of Nigerians, not our interest. I'm not here on my own platform. I'm here to represent the constituency. So what should be important to me is the interest of my constituency, my state, and Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Honorable Moshood Olanrewaju Oshun, a member representing Mainland Federal Constituency. What is important is the interest of Nigerians. Progress Diary will be right back. Do stay with us. And that is all on the program this week. Progress Diary will return next week with fresh updates and news on the All Progressives Congress under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. Thank you for watching. I am Abida Lawal. See you next week.